This is Hunter with Locked On Sound Calls. Today we're going to be talking about our Goose Call more specifically and how to tune our Goose Call. So I pulled out an NXG, the next generation. That way I can give you guys a good tour of how we tune our Goose Calls and how you can tune them at home or just switch them around to be more of your liking. You know, a lot of people when they get them out of the box, they don't blow the same air that I do. They don't blow the same way that I do. So sometimes you want to be able to tune your own calls. So it's very important. On our calls, unlike a lot of other brands, you do not push your tone board down. You don't push it down to pull it out because the diameter of our insert doesn't change enough. All you'll do is wedge it. So on our calls, you will grip the same way that you're going to put it into the call. You will grip your tone board and pinch it, and then you'll just give a slight twist and a pull. And by doing so, you'll pull it all out, the wedge will come out with it, and you'll be able to reset up your Goose Call. So on our Goose Calls, just like every other short reed Goose Call, we have a wedge, a tone board, and a reed. When you're putting this in, you're always going to make sure your reed has a natural bend to it. You'll bend it in your fingers. The bow of it will go down towards your tone board. So if it bows like this, the bend will go into the tone board and the wedge will sit on top. We have a line on ours where the wedge will come even with the tone board. We shave our reeds at Locked On Sound just so you can get a little bit more crisp punch for your bang. And just off the top, you'll set it so that you can push it and it won't touch your tone board, but you want it as close as you possibly can get to it. Now, talking a little bit about our tuning, I have ours a little bit higher up, and then pushed down a little bit further. So it's going to be a little bit higher pitched sound, and it's not going to have quite the punch to it. But like I said, not everybody's going to blow the call the same. They're all going to blow it a little bit differently. So that's why we're making this video on how to tune your call. If you wanted to change it up, you would just grab, twist, pull it out, and then you can play with your wedge by moving it up or down, and you can play with it also by how deep you want to push it in there. The farther up the call you make it go, so the further the wedge goes up the reed, you will make it squeakier. You'll make it higher pitched, and to the point where it won't make a noise. The lower down the wedge, the lower the wedge goes, you'll just make it kind of deeper and more fluttery. And then the deeper you push it into the call, the more pop that you'll get. So if you're really good at calling, you know, and you can play with your tone, and then you could push it fairly deep. Obviously not super deep because you don't want to pinch it too hard, but there is a sweet spot. But the further down you push it, you're going to get a nice pop, and it's going to have a good purr to it at the top end. But for the beginner guys, you might want to pull it out a little bit more because it might be a little bit more friendly to you. The air quality that you have to put into it might not be as hard and punchy, and you might be able to control the call a little more. You won't have the depth of range that you had before, but you will definitely, I think, have a little bit easier time blowing it. But the way that we have it set up, the way that it leaves our factory, in my opinion, the way I blow a Goose Call is set up so that you get full depth of range and you're going to have the best blowing Goose Call that you can have. I'm going to give you just a little audio file of our Goose Call. Now, I will never say that I am the best Goose Caller. I'm always learning and always getting better. So when you get yours, you might blow it better, you might blow it worse. That's kind of up to how good you are on a Goose Call. But I'll just give you a little rundown. Little audio file for you.